Hello again, whiskey friends. Hey, welcome to week 2 of the Blind Flight Tournament, everybody. What we are trying to do is crown our favorite bottle of 2024, and we went through painstaking complications to make this blind flight work, where we have absolutely no idea what we're drinking tonight. All we know is it contains 5 of our favorite bottles from 2024. Now, one thing I will throw out there just to kick things off, but if my tasting notes sound off tonight, it's because my dog decided to take a giant dump in the basement right before we did this. So I think I've gotten that smell out of there, but maybe I've just acclimated to it. So on that note, let's kick off the show. Yeah, I'm still going to fire on all cylinders, Kelsey. All right. Well, let's get our tasting panel in here today. We have a whole lot to get through. So first, let's introduce Kelsey. And Kelsey, what did you think of the week 1 flight and results?
Oh, I thought it was a great time. It was fun for everybody to get to see a little cheery Jeff and fun Jeff, huggy Jeff, as we say. But no, I was kind of shocked with the results to some degree. But, I think that that's the fun part about doing things like this is you never know going in completely blind in what order and how it's going to affect the other things. So I really... that's the fun part about doing this tournament. It's fun part about doing blinds to begin with. So I'm excited to have the other 2 guys jump on and join us tonight. So I'm looking forward to it.
All right. Well, Darrell, why don't you jump in, say hi to everybody, and then what were your impressions of week 1?
What's going on, everybody? I'm in the same boat, I think, as Kelsey. Like, in terms of the winner, I'm not too surprised, but me and him love that dang legacy edition from JT Mellick, man. Like, I didn't know what it was, obviously, but when everybody was voting off E, I'm like, wait, what the heck is going on? I freaking love that one. So that was a little surprise, and I thought that might have took second in terms of like how good it is, but I can't, like I said, I'm not surprised about the 13th colony. That thing's a banger. But yeah, that's what it is, I guess, with like blinds. You never know. But interesting for sure. And I'm excited about this one, man. We don't know what's in these as well. There's 2 of them that are darker than the others. It's going to be fun.
It's going to be fun, and we're in a more controlled environment this week. Whatever was going on last week. So everybody, if you didn't know, we were at Green River and Bardstown Bourbon Company last Wednesday and last Thursday. Picked 2 killer barrels. So we'll keep you posted on the timing of those. Maybe early summer, but we'll get more details. Dusty Dan, Drifting Drams, Top Dog, Adam Shelton, Eric Demarius, they were all there. We had a great time.
Some of them more than others.
All of us equally great. Well, other than Dan, because Dan kind of came down with the flu, but that's a different story.
No.
So we'll have more details on that. But if you do want in on the barrel picks, the best place to go is our Patreon group, or even get into our Facebook group. We got a private Facebook group. Link in the description. Love to have you there. That's where we try to share a lot of that news, especially once it gets out of Patreon. And then before we bring on our special guest, we are going to do a super chat tonight. We're going to have 3 giveaways. So, Kelsey, why don't you show everybody the first giveaway?
Yeah. So our good buddy, Richard Rose, makes these wonderful Glen flights with also Glen toppers for each one of the Glens. So here, let me show you. So there we go. And then you can just set your Glen on these like a little flight, and then put your toppers with each one on there. So thank you, Richard, for these. He's an amazing man, great whiskey friend. So I don't know if he's here in the chat, but you guys, if you see him in the chat, I'll draw attention to it. But you guys sure thinking we're going to give one of those away, and we'll be giving more of those away as we go on too. So that's one of the giveaways tonight.
Double Yo 7 on Instagram. So
Yep.
be sure to check out Rick. And then I am also using a Rick flight board for this blind flight here tonight too. So I can't show everybody it because I'm using it right now. But no, it's there. It is right there. There's Darrell's. Okay, you can see it behind Darrell. There we go.
Well, what is it? That way.
For me, it's on my bar.
There you go.
So that's going to be giveaway number 1. Giveaway number 2 is going to be a sample of our latest barrel pick that came out like 2 weeks ago with a collaboration with Big Vic, Dusty Dan, and Drifting Drams. And it is actually a rum. So this is a 10-year Caribbean rum that was also finished for 3 years in American single malt casks. So this is already sold out. So I want to get some samples out there to people that haven't had a chance to try it. And I'll also include a blind flight in there.
Nice.
And the last one will be a custom made hat. So I've got a friend that is making hats and isn't even a whiskey drinker, isn't into whiskey, but just wants to support what we do. And he made us some hats. You know, I've got one on as well. So one of these is going to somebody. So you'll be the first person. I haven't even sent one to Kelsey or Darrell yet. So other than me that's had one of these, you'll be the first one. I said yet. All right. Well, let's bring on our special guest, one of the OG whiskey friends, Wiseguy-STU. Stu, jump on. Give everybody a big hello.
What's up, everybody?
Woo.
One of the OG whiskey friends. Got my number 11 coin right here.
Number 11. Nice.
Number 11.
We got some
We're on
my
OG of OG.
Mr. Wax Neighborhood shirt today.
Oh yeah, that's one of my favorites.
It's
Go.
Richard Rose over there himself.
There's
Thanks
his
for
tag
the
on
kind
Instagram, W07 Woodworking. Make sure you guys check him out. He's doing some awesome projects for a lot of different things, not just whiskey related things either. So if you need something made out of wood, he's your guy to go to. Very, very cool dude. Very talented.
Cheers, buddy.
Yeah, thanks so much, Rick. All right.
Roll up
Kelsey,
here.
why don't you say so hi to some people,
All right.
and then we'll kick things off in just a couple minutes here.
Finally made it first in like a month. Way to go, top dog.
In a couple weeks.
Even
Yeah.
with my late drop.
Cheers to you, Stacy. Good to see you in here. Our good buddy JT is always in the house. Joe, the sample guy, is in the house. GT Mustang is here. Sugar Kitty. Ricardo is in the house. Good to see you as well. Paul P. Marty Party. Way to go, buddy. Good to see you in here. SoCal Jake. Good to see you in here, Jake. Let's see who else. The Uncorked is in here. Cheers to you. And the Bourbon Jerk. Make sure you guys go check his live out that's coming up with Brandon from Evernorth Spirits as well. Kudos to you for getting him on. He's doing really great stuff over there. So make sure that you guys check out the Bourbon Jerk. Joe, the sample guy, is here as well. Good to see you, Joe. Getting caught up somewhat. Ryan, there's our good buddy Ryan. And I do have an announcement if you didn't see it on Instagram. Speaking of Louisiana people, JT Mellick is expanding into Oklahoma. So another state they're expanding into. So congrats to Mia and her team. We'll be glad to be able to find them. Yeah, I know. I'm repping my buddy, my bourbon journey tonight, babe. It's awesome. I love that dude. Tony, bag of donuts, all the way from Chile. Pour some turkey 81, brought here and blended it with 101 and 101. Hey, that sounds like a cool blend. That sounds delicious.
Cheers, Tony.
Dude, cheers, Tony. Awesome pictures, buddy.
Yes. J.A. Sells, our buddies in there. How many of the bottles of Hard Truth have you drank so far? I want to know that, J.A.
I think he's been slowing down.
OH. Cheers, man. Glad that you're enjoying that. And the Norseman's in here. I got to hang out with him and watch his team lose yesterday. Sorry, Jay. JG's in for 5. Five spotter. There we go. Cheers to you. Bourbon Jerk is in for that as well. We already talked about Richard, so good to see you in here. See who else? Ryan's in as well. Double. How is the double, man? I know I've had 375. Oh, he's giving.
Thank you, Ryan. Yeah. All right. So four giveaways tonight here.
Let's see here. Mike Franklin, Whiskey BS, both are in here as well. Renee, good to see you in here.
Renee. Cheers. Miss you already.
Our best friend Cheech down in South Florida and his beautiful wife Jen. Cheers to you both. Still waiting for cookies, Jen. Just saying.
I'm in the same boat.
House. Good to see you. And I think that we are caught up, Jeff.
All right.
You like an Etsy, but just cookies for her.
Oh my
so
God.
The time has come to get into the flight that we'll be doing tonight. As Kelsey mentioned, and just to give background on what we're doing, we drafted 20 of our favorite bottles of 2024 to put in this blind flight tournament. We're going to go over them over the course of 4 weeks. So each flight has 5 bottles in it. And all we know is that one of our number 1 seeds and one of our number 2 seeds is in this flight. The rest is completely random amongst all the number 3 seeds. And give a quick recap. Kelsey mentioned this off the top, but these are the bottles that ended up being in the week 1 blind. An 11-year rye coming from Traverse City. Obtainium bourbon 11-year, so a delicious MGP single barrel. The JT Mellick that Darrell and Kelsey are still quite bitter about. The Ben Holiday soft red wheat and the 13th Colony 15th anniversary edition. And when it was all said and done, the 13th Colony is the one that emerged from this particular flight. So the number 1 seed in this was the Traverse City, and it fell down. So the seeding really doesn't matter all that much. All of these bottles are good. So we'll see what's in today's flight.
Oh, absolutely.
So there's 5 of the remaining 15. Oh, I can see.
That's weird. I don't know what's going on with my camera. I think that old pour that spilled is affecting again.
What were you about to say, Kelsey?
I was just saying that's pretty dark.
The first one?
That's A.
All right.
A and D.
So
dark, but we'll see.
So we'll get into it here. We can call out anything we want. Tasting notes, whatever you're experiencing, it's all blind. But in 11 minutes, you need to come to a decision on at least voting one of these off the island. Now, this week, it's all a personal vote. So each of us will vote out one, but we don't have to vote out the same one.
Okay.
That one tastes familiar.
Darrell and I were getting up on last week, Darrell.
I know. Whoa. I'm curious too. Actually, I guess we'll rank our order, but see if I'm curious what you think. If or which one is number 1, like in our bracket, right? Not that it's your favorite, so you can put your favorite of the flight.
Oh my God!
It's gotta guess which one you think may be the number 1 that's in this flight. If it's not the favorite. I'm curious about the oak on this, though. It's nuts.
I don't know. Really hit me great on the first sip, but hey, Gary.
Cheers, Gary.
Cheers, bud. It definitely has a lot of oak on the palate as well. On A.
Oh man. We said we weren't going to do it, but I think I know exactly what that is, Drew.
Oh shit! Yeah, me too.
I said that one was real familiar to me.
I know what that is.
A lot of recency bias.
Wait, damn. Is it? I don't know. Let me stop trying to put my head that way. But that first sip was brought me down memory.
C is an interesting nose.
What do you find interesting about it?
It's way different than A and B. Like it's more
Whoa.
perfumey. Like it's not as fruity and sweet smelling to me as A and B were. A was almost came off finished off of the nose at first.
Actually,
Man,
never mind.
I need you two to help me. I need all three of you to help me with the nose because so far, each one of these has surprised me on the nose and caught me off guard. Like, what am I smelling? I don't know if it's the dog poop or it's the whiskey.
Well, it does happen.
So A though for me is like funky, smells old, but when I taste it, doesn't come across on the palate as
Ooh.
old. But it's like sweet cherry with a little bit of that raw like oak, like not shaven, but like reminiscent to that to an extent.
Yeah.
The nose is nice. I immediately went one way when I first sipped this, and I sipped it again, and I don't know what that is.
So far, D has been my favorite on the palate. I'm about to taste E.
This is a wild flight.
Mm-hmm.
First impression,
Yeah.
right off the bat.
I think there's a couple ryes in here.
Mm-hmm.
More than one.
Decent amount of rise.
Maybe 3.
This year. Maybe like 5 or 6, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the year of the
Yeah.
rye.
Ooh,
Yeah, there's
nose of
5 or
sea.
6 ryes, but we happen to get 2 of them in this one. I guess that would make sense if there was 6. There's got to be 2 chances of 2 ryes on flights. Hi.
Okay.
I like the
Man.
nose on C, man. Was C the one that you said was different from the first 2, Kelsey, or was that D?
Yeah, C to me came
Mhm.
off a little perfumey, little floral.
I can see that for sure, but I like the nose of this.
Oh, I didn't say I didn't like it. It's way different. It was a stark contrast in my mind.
Yeah, it smells great.
I think my palate may be a little bit jacked up because the oak on all of these is coming off like tanniny, and I know that they're not all that way. So
So be careful with A then if that's affecting you. Work your way back around is be my recommendation.
yeah, A was like I loved the front palate and the mid palate, but by the time A got to the finish, it was super oak and super tannin forward. So that's why I was like, I don't know if it's me or if it's the actual whiskey.
No, it's not you. I'm getting the same thing, but I kind of like that super oak on the finish. So A's doing it for me.
Cheers, Dana.
Hello.
Hello, hello. All right, let me open the B.
Cheers to Roman. Seen you in here. You snuck in. Cheers to you. And my buddy Henry.
A little funk. There's a little funk on every nose. Yeah.
Hope you're recovering well from your surgery, buddy.
Did you just taste B, Darrell?
Yeah, I know what that is because that gave me the
I know what that
same.
is.
That gave me the same impression when I first got it. Yep. And I still don't like it.
You don't like B?
Mm-mm. I'm pretty certain I know
I like
that
the
one
nose
is.
on B.
Yeah, you guys talk good about that if it's what I think it is. But that definitely reminds me of that. Whoa.
Ooh, you know what B tastes like?
I keep my mouth
I'm not gonna say it.
Man.
closed on that one. But that's
Kelsey's or Darrell's getting all the chocolate. I know what Darrell's poking at. He's like, coffee, chocolate. Ah, get this mocha out of my face.
B
go
is
back
more is coming off different to me because I know what it is, but it's coming way different off of A to B, and it's affecting it drastically.
it like I don't know 100% if that's what I think it is, Ryan, but I was the opposite of these two guys on the bottle, if it is indeed.
But I will say that it does affect the profile of B after drinking A. Now, if I go to like E or D, excuse me, that has a really familiar smell, and then going back to B, it calms down a little bit.
So B to me tastes like toasted pumpernickel crumbled chunks drizzled with caramel and coffee dust.
I can see that.
Did we throw?
On D,
We,
is that what
we
you said?
threw
Skip?
one of the pumpernickels in it, didn't we?
B.
Yes, we did.
There is a pumpernickel in the rest of the 15. I'm gonna try not to think about what bottles are left. I'll clear my head.
Yeah. Dude, like I said, I remember like the number ones and maybe an occasional bottle here and there, which is good. But that brought me down memory lane as soon as I tasted B. I was like,
I still like B though. That there's something on B that I really like. It's the way, two things: mouthfeel, number one on B, and then I just like that richness of the palate on B.
It's a little bitter.
C's right back where I needed to be. Nice and balanced, nice. Oh, you can tell it's just
it's a really
like
solid.
It's a straight bourbon, like it's a Kentucky bourbon.
Man.
I think.
C, huh?
C, yeah, C's right back where I want to be. Yeah, coming off of B, this tastes freaking fantastic.
I agree.
Oh yeah,
I agree. It's very stark difference. I can appreciate both, but I'm with you, Darrell, on that as far as, where our normal lane is and like where you like to drive. I can see why you're saying that.
It's got a little funk on it too.
I think
Kentucky
it has some
funk on it.
Like it's so like it's that lovely funky oak that I like. Like sometimes I get it on like middle-aged bourbon, but sometimes I even get it on younger stuff that just have like a nice barrel influence.
Thanks, Nicholas.
311. I don't know if I've seen that name. Have you guys?
Yeah. Cheers, Nicholas. No. Welcome in here. I don't think
you are enjoying the rum. I took it to my guys on Monday night, and I didn't tell them what proof it was. I just let them pour it, and then let them get about halfway through. And I said, "You might want to slow down on that. That's 130 something proof." But one of them loved it. So
we got 51 people in here, but something inspired Nicholas here to type redonkulous, and that's this case one. This is one of the giveaways tonight. Is a sample of this plus a blind flight with it. Also giving out a flight board. Oh, Ed, cheers, buddy. Oh, that's amazing. Also giving away a flight board and a hat. And then Copper Wolf is putting up a sample pack as well.
Yes.
Yeah, Ed, thank you so much.
Jeez, thank you,
Ed.
Ed.
You're so kind, buddy. Thank you so much.
Dude. You're freaking nuts.
Ed, I will be putting one of these in your package that I'm sending you, by the way.
And speaking of Ed, he is also on the sticker for our next pick that's going to come out, which is going to be a Copper and Cask. Now, that one's going to be a collab with Big Vic, Dusty Dan, Drifting Drams. Adam was on that panel too. We're all on the sticker in some ridiculous nightmare that I made. But it's a Florida barrel of Copper and Cask. So, oh my gosh, that one blew us away. You can go to a Big Vic blind or a Big Vic Zo 2 months ago and find out how we were raving about that one.
You may have saw it. Okay. Nice.
I think I know exactly who that is now.
Oh, did we?
And then Nicholas, I think you asked me on Facebook too. We're going to get more Glens in.
Yes.
That's on the to-do list. If I've got the right one.
I have two favorite noses. I like
C and D.
C and D. Yep.
I haven't even smelled E, but D's like crazy.
Yeah, C and D are my two favorite noses.
I just started nosing D. I was like, oh my god. Oh man. This man.
This is a great flight so far.
Agreed.
Yeah, D's my favorite nose. I just know Z just to kind of get that out the way, but D is lovely. It seems like another conventional like bourbon. I haven't tasted it yet, but
no, it's very good.
Have you tried C yet?
I've tried them all, honestly.
I would
not
say
trying
C
to
has
be
a good amount of age on it.
C?
C.
Man.
This
Am
one's
I-
going to be a lot harder.
Like tricking my mind right now. It came off B and tried C and might dilute.
Joe, thank you, buddy. Appreciate that.
Yeah, it's got a lot of age on it.
Oh,
I feel it on the
man.
palate more than the nose. Joe.
Okay.
Cheers, buddy. Joe's in it to win it.
Oh
What was that noise, Terrell?
no, I took a sip of D after nose, and the nose was great. Then I took a sip, and I was like, shit. Oh God.
Well,
This is going to be a lot harder than last week. I'm just telling you.
Holy crap!
I
D
think
is
so.
very
You guys
thick.
can see that. Whoops! Can I even put it full screen?
do you
I don't
say
even know.
D?
Yeah, D.
Mm-hmm.
The legs were like at the top of my glass. You said it's spiky?
Thick.
Viscous. Thick.
Oh,
Viscous.
sorry. Okay.
Thick. Thick.
It like, yeah, you're freezing for a second.
Katie terms, it's thick in the mouth.
You're fine on my side, Stu. I think it's a Darrell problem.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's this computer, man. All the damn bourbon that's stuck in it from Kira. Oh God.
So 53 people in here so far. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. If you're curious what we're doing, it's a blind flight tournament to crown our favorite of 2024. So we've got 5 killer barrels in front of us here. Each of us have to vote one off in, I'll say, 2 minutes. Because I still have to decide too. 2 minutes.
Yeah, that 11 minutes is long gone, man. Mine. I already got my vote
I do too.
right off the first initial sip. I'm
Earthy.
used to.
Earthy, JG. Earthy.
Go
Girthy.
back to B's nose. It's
The
changed.
nose is good. The nose is good on B. Just that palate, man.
Wow. That's
Let me
changed
take
a
another
lot.
sip of that.
Burnt toast.
G,
What about? Did you guys try? E yet?
drastically affected by the
Mhm.
order that you taste it. So
Yes.
Yeah.
every time I taste it, I think I get one of the different components that's in this blend if we're all on the same wavelength.
Yes.
How
I'm right
goes?
there with you.
I just get the major component that it's finished in over everything else.
What's it finished in?
Don't say. All
But
right.
just
You
like
got your one you're going to vote off?
mine is B.
Man,
It's hard. It's very hard.
I'm voting B off, so that's my 5th.
I knew that was coming.
I can't do it.
All right.
Stu, what do you got that you're voting off?
B is gonna be my last place, so I'm voting that off first.
Okay.
okay.
We'll get
I
to the
haven't
real
tasted-
taste.
I haven't even tasted
Well,
D.
Show it some love, Kelsey.
Let me taste D before I say B, but I highly doubt E's gonna take the cake.
I
Hi,
am I'm actually gonna vote out E first. So
It is a
of
little
all
young.
of them is the least interesting. I mean, I'm really picking hairs here, but I just get a whole lot of nuttiness. I don't get a whole lot of depth going on. It hasn't taken me for a ride. It's the least viscous of all of them. So,
I think the poop's affecting your smell and taste.
man,
I
really?
think he's right.
This thing has some legs, though.
I agree with them. B's just not my jam. So
B is
it's got
definitely
more
interesting.
complexity. It's got more viscosity, but the flavor profile is just not doing it for me.
I'm in the same boat. Like, it's very interesting. It has a ton of flavor, but just those flavors aren't what I like. So I prefer E, even though it's not as interesting over that. But I will say, like, dude, like, this thing is freaking sticky. Like,
Oh,
I got
I mean-
legs falling off the top of the glass on E, so I'm not even sure what it is, but like, it's definitely viscous. But D, though, holy crap! I mean, I want to take another sip of that.
So Kelsey, did I get yours?
No, I'm going to throw a wrench into it and say A.
Hey, I haven't tasted it since.
You
I-
are throwing a wrench into it. Let's see what happens. This is gonna get interesting.
I think I know what A is too. That's gonna be.
I can
funny.
already see where this is going.
It's gonna be
The
funny.
oak on A, like I really like the mid and the front palate of A, but the oak and the finish on that is so bitter to me compared to everything else. that it's just a huge turnoff compared to everything else.
Yeah,
So.
I don't know what that would be too, and I want to say it's maybe a lower proof too, coming off of some of this. Like it just doesn't hit, but I still prefer the flavors and taste of that over B, man. B's just that's not my jam.
I love B. I'm with Jeff on B.
Yeah, I bet you do.
Hi, Addie.
Addie, that's my partner in crime.
This stream is not approved if you're under 21.
All right, so we got 1 vote for A, 2 votes for B, and 1 vote for
E. Right?
All right.
So I wrote it all down. So now let's see, to keep us on track, 4 minutes. I need another one to get voted off the island from each person.
All right, so I took out B. I'm just going to move that now.
This is tough.
There. All right. D's definitely not being voted out.
In chat, what are you guys drinking right now as we're going through this? What are you guys drinking tonight? And also, if you want to get on these super chats, like I said, we're going to give away some rum tonight that we just picked, flight board, and we're going to give away a hat as well that Jeff is wearing. Well, maybe not the one that he's wearing, but one that looks like the one he's wearing.
Same type?
Yeah.
Not the exact hat that I'm wearing, but
Oh, it looked like it.
the hat. Yeah. Well, I mean, not literally this hat. Like you don't get my sweat off of this. Like I'm not going to sign it like a jersey and give it to you after the game, but you get a fresh one.
Well,
man.
What's your favorite nose, Jeff and Stu, out of the 5?
That's an interesting question.
That's what we used to do for tiebreakers.
Let me revisit this.
Kind of curious.
Honestly, my favorite nose is C and D. C or
and
D.
That's where I was too. I have a favorite of the 2 of those on a nose.
Splitting hairs on those 2. I think I would probably go with D on that.
JG said needs to be. Definitely.
I was drinking the NBC pick.
Nuke the B.
Yeah.
NBC
Got that one right in arm's length here.
Oh, that's a cool label, though.
And then Matt is on. Is Matt on next week? I think Matt's on next week. Is it Matt and then Scott, My Bourbon Journey, or is it Scott then Matt? I'll have to look. But either way, those are our next 2 guests. I think it's Matt next week.
I think it's
Matt's next week.
Yeah.
Maybe he won't be still mad at me. We'll see.
JT Mellick.
Maybe he'll be glad he didn't have to drink the Mellick.
At least we know the Mellick won't be in the flight. You know, it would have been really funny if the Mellick was in his flight. That'd have been hilarious.
All right, let me go
the donuts. I'm hearing everybody rave about the donuts, man.
Oh, yeah. Dude, they're so good.
I didn't get the newer
which one ended up being your favorite, Stu?
So my favorite was the bourbon, somewhere over here. And I think that might be my favorite driftless I've tried so far. Now,
the series,
excluding the whole flight you sent me, Jeff, because I can't remember.
Okay.
What was my favorite in that flight?
We made him comb his hair, and his wife made him put on and dressed him. So that's part of the reason he looks so fresh and so clean.
And I got a real camera out. I'm not in the garage smoking a cigar with my yellow coat.
Yeah.
And his shirt is awesome. You know, I mean, not that I'm biased or anything. But
hey, it's one of the OG ones.
All right,
me with
I've
a clean
got mine
face.
that I'm going to vote off.
You look about 10 years younger.
All right.
Oh God, I shaved this face, man. You guys will be like, "What the heck? Who's this?" Freaking...
Mine is going to be E, as in Echo.
All right. So you're right. You're right behind me there. Stu, you said same?
Yep. E, correct?
E. Yep. Man, you know,
it's
I love it.
though. it's just kind of one dimensional, but the flavors
Yeah,
are
it's
nice.
not as
Yeah.
dynamic as the others.
You could tell there's some real young whiskey in that one. That
I kind of hate guessing, but I kind of have a guess on that. And I think it's one of the ones that I threw in there as like a little monkey wrench because thought it was good. I just kind of wanted to see how it fared against some like really good stuff. Don't know for sure if it's that or not.
Oh
but
my gosh, it didn't trigger me, Darrell. I still voted it off last, but I didn't know why. Are you kidding me? Is that what that is?
Do you think? I think it's that. I'm not sure though.
Oh man, you might be right. It didn't trigger me though, but I didn't like it. That's so funny still. It didn't trigger me though, if we're right on that. Oh geez. Okay. I am going to vote B off the island. I think I know what B is. I love it, but
B.
I like D and C and A more. And I'm real interested that I like D more because I've never put these two against each other.
You
Interesting.
said B or D you like more? Sorry.
B.
B. Okay.
So the last two I need is from Darrell. The last, the next vote.
Is he still
I'm
alive?
gonna go. Stop. No, I'm just gonna. I'm gonna go A. I like the flavors at E, even though it's a little bit more one-dimensional. I like the flavor profile at E, I think, over A for me. A carries a little bit more of a punch, but it has that slight, like raw, like not. It's kind of sawdusty, but not. Like it has a slight note of that. That's not rubbing me the wrong way.
When you say sawdusty, are you just talking about like the tannin notes, or are you?
I don't know if it's like straight like oaky tannins, but just young. It tastes like young oak, not young whiskey, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go with A. I'm gonna move this here.
Well, after that, I know what the next one I'm gonna be out is already. So
it's up in the air between two.
So
that's for me.
In general, everybody, just to keep people in tune with what's been going on here, E has been voted out of 3 different people's flights. B has been voted out of 3 different people's flights. A has been voted out of 2. C and D haven't gotten a single elimination vote yet.
That's what I was going to say. My next one is B. So for me, it's between C and D. I mean, those are the two that
C and D for first.
Yeah, first and second. So,
do you think either one of these are the number 1 seed?
I'm going to say C. If I had to just,
you would think C is the number 1 seed.
Yeah,
I would agree, and I think I know what it is.
And why? Curious.
I think that both are really, really good. I like both experiences, but for me, C has just a slightly better nose than D. So it kind of edges it out for me because I like the profile of both very much. The profile, experience, and everything, mouthfeel, all is pretty similar. But to me, C comes across with a better nose for my palate.
Okay.
Yeah. This is wild. I'm not even sure what's going to happen here. So, breaking things up a little bit here as everyone thinks about what they want to vote off next. Got a question.
C is good.
As long as it's not about Heaven Hill or ECVP, we're good.
No, just curious. You know, we've had all of this news lately of the Jack 14, which is probably the top of my list, but curious what people are like looking forward to this year. Do you have any other bottles on your radar other than the Jack 14?
Let me switch this camera. I'm probably in that same boat of just Jack for right now.
Honestly, I'm probably not even hunting the Jack.
From everything I've seen, man, like I'm like, oof.
It's probably great, but if I find it, am I going to pay $300 for it? Probably.
Well, I'm not at 300, but like if I find it I should find it at retail. But like if it wasn't retail, then no, I'm not. You know what I mean? But that's a bottle from what I've seen from like 6 different people. That's like legit. You know, so I'm really curious because Fletcher was like, hey, he's just going to only get the stuff older. Like we're looking at 18-year-old, 21-year-old stuff like in the next like couple years. So I'm really curious where that's going to be. You know, because not many people are doing like 20-plus-year-old bourbon, right? Like, but I've never had a Jack that's tasted over oak. Granted, it hasn't been old, right? But like 12's been like the oldest stuff. The 14 they did say had a lot of oak, but I'm a junkie for that. As long as it's not like bitter and, you know, like tannin wise, like you were saying earlier, Kelsey.
I think I'm more excited about 2 things this year. One, the picks that are going to be coming out from all the different people that we're associated with. And I genuinely trust those people's palates, not just our channel, but several channels that are coming out with picks. Because I feel like all of the other stuff it's going to be there for the most part. The Ellie stuff is going to be around. And then the second thing is the prices of Dusties are starting to come down. So I'm more excited about that. And able to grab older bottles for cheaper prices, because to me that's just my lane. That's just something that I super enjoy. Not that new whiskey isn't great, and I enjoy it, and I'm sure I'll get to taste some new stuff, but to me that is just a different experience, and I love that. So those are the 2 things I'm looking forward to most this year.
That's the first time that I've heard that. So I'm not in any places where I would see the Dusties. But that's the first time I've heard that those prices are actually coming down, just as we see across all the secondary.
It's not as drastic as like E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof and things like that. They were like $800, and now it's down to like $300 or $250. But they are coming down 50, 100, 150 bucks, depending on the bottles. You're seeing things last longer. They're not going as quickly. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out this next year.
Yeah. Dude, what's crazy, dude? I had midwinters, right? Like we all know the price jumped up to like almost 150. I was over at Yankee today, and distribution dropped their prices $10, I think. So instead of it being like 149, granted it's still overpriced, but it's 139 now. They actually lowered their price, which is the first time I've seen like distribution,
the market reaction on a big release.
Stuff sitting there like we need to sell it. Let's lower it. You know, normally it just sits there at the price that it was, but they actually dropped the price $10. Still sitting on the shelf. They got like 7 of them, but
yeah,
like it's cool to see. You know, hopefully they get it back to.
That's kind of what I mean by like some of these limited editions that are coming out, except for like the Jack 14. I think that's still going to be hard to find, but even, you know, the stuff that was hard to find 2 years ago is sitting on the shelves here. Cigar Blend sits on the shelf. The Disco's sitting on the shelf.
Yeah.
Some of these other LEs, like Yellowstone LEs, are sitting on the shelves. Some of this stuff, this newer whiskey that's coming out that are dropping, are sitting. And to me, like knowing the quality of some of the things that have come out in the last few years, I'm more excited about something that I know is going to be a good experience, which for me is Dusty, or somebody that I know that has a great palate and picks killer barrels. I'd much rather pay them my money than a store that has stuff sitting on the shelf because it's not worth the price they're asking for it. So,
well, Wayne usurped my answer here, but I was going to go with New Riff. So New Riff is getting into the older single barrels finally. So I saw a press release about 6-year rye picks. I think the 8-year bourbon's got to be right behind it. So looking forward to that. But yes, also those next high note releases.
Jeff, if they restock an 8-year, let me know, please.
That's a shelfer.
Oh, I thought they were like gone for some reason.
No, I can just go
Yeah,
over
I
and
need
get you one.
I need
Okay,
one.
I got you. All right. Let's vote another one off the island. Kelsey, I think you said you were ready.
Yes. D.
D, Delta.
Delta. So C is my number one.
Wait, you have another one still
Sure
left.
about that?
No, I
Don't we
don't.
have 3 left?
We have 3
Mhm.
left.
Left. I voted everything else off.
Oh, he voted B off. He
Yeah.
voted B off just before we started talking.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And
Well, I'm going to ignore him for now
And
then.
then D.
So B's
All
his
right.
next one.
So I have
Yeah.
your flight. I have your flight. Fine,
Yeah.
Kelsey. Jeez.
I'm
Russian
sorry
is
that
the-
I'm like ahead and can actually make a decision, Darrell.
What?
Darrell, he put you on the spot. Prove him wrong, Darrell, and vote one off.
Charlie.
Charlie. Okay.
Interesting.
you voted C off?
Yeah, I got
He's
Delta
crazy.
and for taste profile. Delta and Echo for me.
So what do you got left, Darrell? You got A and D
I got-
left.
D and E, Delta and Echo.
Oh, you got D and E. Okay.
Yeah.
That's an easy choice.
What were your last two?
C and D.
Well,
Oh, okay.
So I'll vote off
Third.
A.
Oh, you still
Similar
have
to
A?
what everyone has been saying. I like it, but it does have. I mean, I wonder if I think I know what it is, but yeah, it's got that almost infrared, like wood type of a note.
Yeah, some
to
of the
it.
youthfulness, right?
Cheers, Maureen.
The thing is, I don't know what it is, right? We don't have many whiskeys that are very young per se in this. You know what I mean? There's a couple that.
If it is what I think it is, it's 5 or 6 years. It's not young.
Yeah, but there's less than probably a handful that's under, just say 7 years. I think in here. You know what I mean?
There's
There's
not
not many at all.
Not this year. This year there wasn't like a 2-year-old or a 3-year-old to throw things
Yeah.
off like the last 2 years.
You know, but that one comes across noticeably younger, although I don't know if it is or not. But it's just a couple notes on the palate that kind of bring it that way. We go Jeff off the
Up off the island. We're playing a survivor game at work, and I am still on the island. They haven't voted me off yet.
Jason,
Yeah,
I
being the
am
keyword.
interested to see what that tastes like. Although I'm afraid that it's going to be so over oaked and have such a strong oak profile that it's just going to kill it.
Dude, their stuff is so like not fruit forward, but there's so much flavor going on that it's going to take stupid age, I think, for them to taste like it's like super aged. Right? You look
Yeah.
at some of their 8-year-old and 9-year-old that the Mash and Journey put up this year. Like I haven't had those ones, but I bet they're like similar to what they've been for like the 5, 6, 7 years. Those barrel influence over there in Wisconsin,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
does something to it because you never get like oak. You just
Well,
get
and they switched
fruit.
from smaller barrel, like the 35-gallon or 30-gallon barrels to 53. So that definitely helps not be as oak forward because they're the first, 3 or 4 years ago, it was very evident that they were using smaller barrels.
I prefer that though. I like that profile of those 35 gallons. The original like not NBCs.
Donuts.
Driftless, yeah, those were all those.
I mean, I've never been a fan. Like I've not bought a donut since they put them out.
Okay.
It's just too weird for me. Like I can appreciate it that it's different and whatever, but I am not going to drink a whole bottle of that. I'm just not.
They're so good.
All right. Note to self: 6 months from now, give Kelsey a blind flight of all driftless.
There you go. All right,
All right,
Jeff,
Stu.
did you get A voted off for me?
Not yet.
All right, that's my third place. Or,
Which
yeah,
one?
that's my third place.
Yeah, it's the
Which
finish, Jason.
A.
A. All right. Same boat. All right.
I know Joe. Had a couple drinks, man. I'm sorry.
I feel like Stu and I are vibing a little bit here. We're
We
pretty
are.
close.
We really are. Pretty close.
So 8:51, everybody. I think Jason's going live tonight. Do we see a preview of that?
Yeah,
I
he
think
is.
he is. I think
He is.
So what we'll do here is we're going to turn off super chats in just 5 minutes. There's going to be 4 winners in this super chat giveaway. First, we have a custom-made flight board from Rick Rose over at Double W Woodworking.
Along with the toppers.
Along with the toppers, yep. Second, give out a sample of the Case 1 rum pick that we did in collaboration with Big Vic, Dusty Dan, and Drifting Drams. And I'll include a blind flight with that as well.
That's good.
Hello Again Whiskey Friend hat. And Copper Wolf is putting out a flight as well. So thank you, buddy.
Yeah, thank you, Ryan.
All right.
Appreciate that, buddy.
So, is everyone ready to vote another one?
Yeah.
I'm about
Ready?
30 seconds away. So you
All
guys
right.
talk
So
about it.
we'll let Darrell go last. Kelsey's already given his.
Yep.
Stu, where are you sitting this one?
Oh.
All right. So I'm going to vote off D.
Delta.
Delta.
Okay.
So why D?
All right. So I got C and D left. So it's almost split in here. So D seems a little darker to me, but C seems a little more funky with a little better sweet oak to me. And it just seems that's more of my flavor profile.
Okay. I am right there with you.
Okay.
Keep going. Keep going.
Thanks, Maureen.
But D is really good, a little more fruity. I think D might be finished. I'm not sure.
Did you get that, Jeff?
Could be wrong.
Marine, thank you so much. Oh, we love you too.
Damn. These
Thanks,
are good.
Joe. Appreciate that, buddy.
These last 3 for me are really
All
good.
right. Joe, we got to go back to that text thread. Did we pull out a date? I'll have to go check that out there. But you sent me the description, but I don't think we said what date. Let's figure that out. You and I. Mano a
And I
mano.
think D's missing. Sorry. I think D's missing a little finish too. Not
Yeah,
saying it doesn't have a finish, just a little lighter than C on a finish. to me.
It's all mid palate for me on D.
Yeah. D is just mid palate, just punches you right in the tongue.
It's a really good rye, though.
For which one?
D.
D.
I'm right there with you,
You
Stu.
immediately
I'm
think
gonna
rye
go-
on that?
D's a rye. Am I not? Maybe a rye. I mean, I think it's overwhelmingly a rye, but maybe I'm wrong.
I'm with Jeff on
Yeah,
that.
it is. It is for sure.
Okay.
But it's a good ride.
It is very good.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
It's a
Okay.
Kentucky rye.
Ooh-wee.
Darrell?
E.
E. All right. Darrell's number 1 is D too. All right.
Wait, no.
So
My
with
number one.
all of those
wait,
votes
sorry.
in
You asked for my number 1, Jeff, or what I'm voting off?
no, your number 1's D.
My number 1 is Delta, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Stu and I's number 1 is C, along with Kelsey.
So C wins tonight.
So I have to do the math, actually. I think it wins. So 18 versus 17. It was darn close.
Wow, really?
So
Between
what
C and
happened? Yeah. C got 3 first place, but 1 third place. Whereas D got a first place and then all second places. So
D. So who watered down C?
it was close.
Going back to
Darrell.
D.
Darrell.
Going back to D, once you said rye, I think I know what this same damn thing is.
Oh, I didn't mean to bias you with that one. I thought it was so.
No, but like It didn't hit me as a rye at first. But I think this is the freaking the Nashville. No, not Nashville. The New England. I think this is the number one in the flight. I'm not sure what the heck C is. C, I think maybe number 2. Right? Was C? Wait, no. C was 3. I wrote an E. I think C may be the number 2 in the flight. But I'm pretty certain now D is the New England Barrel Company rye.
All right. Jeff, we got about 4.5 minutes. Do we want to do the giveaway first?
So we're going to do the giveaway first. So I'm going to double check all these names, get everything in here. But Stu, what did you think in the end of this flight?
All right. So they were all great pours for sure. They made the top 20. Well, B was still good. It just, the flavor profile wasn't for me. But it was thick. It had some proof. It was nice,
Stick in the mouth.
I took some guesses. We'll see if I'm right. I wrote them down. But they were very contrasting. Like, I think there was at least 2 ryes in this flight.
Yeah, D and B for sure. Yeah, D and B.
I think D and B, and maybe A, I could be wrong.
I don't have any
Was
more
up in the air because it was like candied oak. It was very familiar.
What's in the giveaway? Vic, you're too late, so it doesn't even matter.
If you want the giveaway, you have until I finish checking these names, which is like 30 seconds here.
No, you better.
But if C is what I think it is,
what do you think it is?
I'm very pleased.
Because I don't have a guess.
So to me, it had a little bit of turkey funk on it.
What do we have?
Maybe it wasn't dark enough to.
Oh, you're thinking
15-year Russells?
No,
I've never had it.
No, that would have hit me like freaking like.
No.
I think you are. I think you are right, though, Stu. And I was slow to the game on it, but I think you are right.
I think it is turkey. It has turkey funk on it.
It has. I think it has turkey in it. C.
C?
Yeah.
But so C could easily be the Bardstown 12 because that has a lot of turkey in it too.
Oh, so, that's in the flight?
Yeah. So
C,
I'm up in there. So C could be either of those, but I never had the 15.
Yeah, it's not the 15. I'll say that.
Okay. So then it's probably the Bardstown 12 year.
Maybe it's that.
12.
I can see that.
But I think there's turkey in it for sure.
Okay.
And then D is the rye. I think you called out what you thought it was because it was a really good rye.
Yeah, I think that's the NBC.
And there's nothing else on the list rye-wise that I can see being that good as a rye.
Yeah, so, that was my favorite rye of the year.
So C has to be Disco 12. C's probably Disco 12. Your rye of the year, the New England's probably D. And then we all agree B was Middle West, but we'll see if we're right.
Is that what you guys said?
B?
E, Echo?
Well, it's a rye, and it tastes like pumpernickel bread. B.
No. B is not pumpernickel. No, that's another Bardstown product.
Is it?
Independent Joe's in there too.
So you think it's the Whiskey War double?
Bardstown.
Oh, okay.
I've got everyone's
when to get him.
Everyone's names in here. So let's get this thing going, and then we'll get to the reveal for the 55 people that are still in here. Cheers, everybody. Samsonite. I could be way off.
Dude, you're broken to death. Him big. Such a dig. No, he's been on point.
All right. Stu, give me a number for the first giveaway for the flight boards.
Let's do 3.
All right.
Good luck, everybody. See who's going to win this beautiful piece of woodwork.
Woo, Joe.
Joe,
Last
I
entry.
picked you, brother.
All right.
We got one
Man.
more giveaway that came in, Jeff. From
And for the record, Vic,
Oh,
I'm
who we get
always
in there?
way off, bro.
he's gonna put some bangers in there.
Okay. New England Barrel Company and Barrel King Sample Pack from
It's
Lance.
5
Cheers.
giveaways, guys.
Thank you.
5 giveaways.
Man, thank you so much, Lance. Thank you for sharing tonight. Awesome. All right. So I got Joe. All right. So
What
the
did Joe
next
win?
one,
Sorry, which one?
flight
The
board.
Flight board.
Okay.
Next one will be the Case One rum
And this is the
with
bottle.
a blind flight and with it. Just a sample of it. Just a sample.
Oh, sample. Okay.
I will keep doling out samples of that one with what little we have left after breakage too.
Yeah.
You gotta-
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
sad.
A lot of breakage, which is kind of crazy.
Well, I can see why after
Is that
how
wise guy? Oh, I thought it said.
Joe,
Joe, the sample guy, get some.
I didn't put anything in.
All right, it looked like
Cheers,
it was
buddy.
like broken up in
Yeah.
your word. Cheers, Joe.
All right, Joe.
Cheers, Joe.
Hopefully you
Cheers, Joe.
didn't get the Case One. You get to experience this one on its own here, and then I'll get that blind flight in there for you too. All right. Now we've got
the hat.
the hat. So you will be the second person ever to wear one of these, since I've not given one to Kelsey or Darrell yet. But that's coming. All right, Ed.
All right, Ed.
Ed, got yourself a hat. I know you'll appreciate that too.
Absolutely. That's awesome.
All right, congrats, Ed.
Yeah, I'd wear some hats.
And then we've got giveaway from Ryan Copperwolf.
Copperwolf, and then we'll do
Yeah.
Lance.
Yep.
All right, good luck, everybody. From Copperwolf.
Ed again?
All right,
Ed,
Ed again.
the double flight. There you go, Ed.
You
Double. Congrats, Ed.
Cheers, Ed.
know? Last one, right?
And-
From Lance.
Last one from Lance. Good luck, everybody. No whammy, big money, big money.
Oh my God! Is it?
Ed's giving it to himself.
It's an Ed sweep.
And he is taking it all tonight.
He almost hit the cycle.
That's awesome.
Ed.
Couldn't happen to a better dude.
Deserves it, man. Freaking Max is out on everybody's stream.
So Ryan and Lance, I'll get you in touch with Ed there. All right.
Reveal. Oh my God.
We ready?
All right.
Yeah.
Tell me how wrong I am.
We'll go from last to first, right?
Everything's just melted
Third.
together except C.
Second.
I don't know, man. If Stu's right, Kelsey, like that's the first, I'm not a fan of that one. If that's the
Which-
one it is.
Which one?
C, but C
C?
might have got me on a blind.
But
It's
I
not.
don't know.
It's not put in with rum.
Darrell called it as B.
out,
That's
yeah.
funny.
Wait,
It's
you
good.
said C was. You think that's
Bardstown
the
12.
discovery?
C's
Yeah.
the winner. Yeah.
Oh,
There's
C in the
turkey.
winner.
There's turkey in C.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
right.
last place.
Last
So
place.
last
was-
place
Which one?
with all the points, I believe, is B. I'll do
Mhm.
math later because math things. B is the hard truth. So
Wait,
Oh,
which hard truth?
no.
the hard truth distillers. That's what I thought it was, Darrell. For your
Oh.
impression.
Okay.
I knew it was
Kelsey,
a
were we on the
rye,
same
though.
page on that one? We were getting the different components of the
Yeah.
blind
Yeah.
every time we went, or the blend every time we went through
Yeah.
it.
I thought that was the Bardstown Amro.
So
No,
No.
I thought it was.
I knew that's
so-
what you said. Oh, you
That's
thought
what
that
I
was
thought it
Amber?
was.
Yeah, I thought it
That's
was.
what I thought
No
it was.
way, brother.
Yeah.
It wasn't
so
close.
last place on this one was the hard
I
truth.
thought that was Middle
Now-
West, Pumpernickel Rye.
What threw
Oh,
Darrell
right.
off
So that was
was he got chocolate and mocha from the chocolate malt right off the bat.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I got the same thing when I did the first round. And then when I got the second round, I got the caramel malt. It was kind of wild how it kept changing. And then the next time I got the malted rye.
Your guys' hard truth is better than that one.
Oh,
Cheers, Mark.
I thought that was a Bardstown Amaru for sure. I got like that.
Oh
single-
my! Oh,
All right,
jeez.
so Joe is saying send Mark my prize for his birthday. All right, I'll send you both one. How about that? We'll do that.
All right, there you go. They both get a flight board.
So that was
Happy
B.
birthday, Mark! I said it on Facebook earlier, but happy birthday. I don't think I saw
Oh,
Mark's name pop up, but happy birthday.
So what was the consensus for fourth?
So fourth, the consensus was A,
Okay. What is that?
4 days.
Whiskey War Double Double.
Oh,
That-
the
that was
original
the-
double thingy.
The original Double Double. So the
Okay.
fact that it went through 2 new oak barrels gave us that artificial note. Each
Yeah.
of us kind of
Cameron
thought that
just
at one point
doing
here.
I was not a fan of that one to begin with. When I
Cameron
tasted it.
just stopping out of nowhere. Why?
Stu and I had it as third, and Stu and I liked it the most. That was divisive, though, when I gave it to everybody blind, too.
that was very interesting to see like what my palate aligned with tonight between the
See if
three
I
of
can
you.
fix this. Sorry, guys. Oh,
And it was you, Jeff.
So then
there we go.
the next one is E.
So sorry. Whiskey double double for letter A.
Yeah.
Whiskey Wars.
Yep.
Not Whiskey
Yep.
Wars, but
The next one is E. Wow, I would have never have guessed this.
E.
E.
Echo.
E is the K Luke batch 10.
Oh,
Oh.
but that was super young too.
Wow. I see. I don't even remember that even being in our damn thing.
We were between
Batch
8
10?
and 10, but this was batch 10. Yep.
Yeah.
Mm.
And
I also
D,
like that a lot better when it's not mixed in with rum and all
D
kinds
is the New England, isn't it?
D is the New England, Darrell. You're 100% correct.
Yeah. When I first
No.
sipped it, I was like, "Oh shit."
Moving on,
The Bardstown Discovery.
the
12.
Bardstown Discovery 12. So
That's why I liked
What-
it so much. I knew it was fucking turkey.
Hey Vic, sug it. I was right.
That was C. Which sample? Sorry.
C is the Bardstown Discovery 12. Yep.
No.
And what we've learned so far now, week 1, week 2, number 1 seed means nothing.
What was number 2 in this play?
Number 2 was the New England by a hair.
Wait, what
So-
was number 1 then?
He's talking about the seed. The seed. Like what?
Oh,
yeah,
number
yeah,
two-
yeah.
The number 2 seed was the Bardstown.
Okay.
I mean, so far you seeded a couple ryes that didn't make it. And then the one that did make it, Jeff, you were really crazy about.
Which one made it?
The Disco 12.
The Disco 12.
Oh, I
I-
think you meant Rye. Sorry.
I, in no circumstance would I have guessed the 13th Colony and the Bardstown Discovery 12 are going to be in the finals.
That Disco 12 is a hitter, dude.
Once it opens up, for sure. Yeah.
I still like 11 better, but Disco 12 is really good.
That's wild.
Man,
Do you
That's
like
wild.
11 better?
I do like 11 better. It's got more turkey in it.
Tucker.
thank you everybody for joining week 2 of our blind flight tournament here. Next week, we're going to have Matt Porter on. He's going to be our guest judge for week 3. And then week 4 will be Scott from My Bourbon Journey. So we're going to keep this thing going. But man, if
That's
these are in this flight, we've got some 10 crazy bottles left. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
Man.
Thanks for coming
All right.
on, Stu. Thanks for your help, buddy.
Thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate you inviting me. I watch you guys all the time. And I appreciate these whiskeys you sent me.
Shit, I appreciate them too.
That was a dang good flight to share amongst friends.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Kelsey and Darrell, any other parting words?
Cheers to everybody. Thanks so much for all the support. Thank you to everybody who gave tonight. But also thank you for just being whiskey friends and hanging out with us. It's a lot of fun.
That's what it's about, man. Just hanging out. So, yeah, can't really talk too much on that. But yeah, surprise, man. Like my New England, I love that damn bottle. So I'm curious what ends up winning for. If that one's out, like freaking Russell's 15 better win this damn thing.
Hey, there's Mark.
What if
You know what I
Disco
mean?
Disco 12 beats it out?
But that 12 hit, man, today. Like it hit in a good way. And 11 was the first one that they did with like the heavy turkey, right?
Yeah, it's like 70
Yep.
something percent turkey.
Yeah. And Jeff sent us that flight that had 11 and 12, and I think we both chose 12 at the time.
Mm-hmm. But there was
so
other
I
stuff
can
in
see
between
that.
that threw it off.
Yeah,
Don't
it
you
was
blame
good.
that E ECBP?
It's your
No.
fault. It's always your fault.
It's always my fault.
It's definitely good. So that was what letter C. Yeah.
Well, thank you, everybody. It's time to head over to Jason's. Tell him we sent you, and we'll catch you on the next Whiskey Wednesday.
Cheers, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Well, cheers. Epic night of